All right. Well, that's it. That's a pretty weird. I'm still messing around with the new opens. That was a weird one. I don't know what was going on with that car. I have no idea what that flashing orb was. Interesting. We'll talk about it. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Pillow Talk. Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk here on the radio. You know what? Here, we need a theme. I've decided, here, we'll bring James Parker in. And you know what? I'll do this first. Pillow Talk, Monday through Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, myself and James Parker. High noon, my stream that I do alone, noon every Monday through Friday. That's current events, topics, hot topics, trends, all of that kind of stuff. But now, without further ado, let's bring in the real star. Let's go to the pen. I need a new arm in the pen. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the hinterlands of Tyler, Texas, coming to you right here on Pillow Talk, James Albertson Parker.
What is this amazing music? Why is this working? This is pumping me up like no other. What is this?
That is the greatest song that has ever been written. You don't know what that is, and I'm glad that you don't know what that is because it's our new theme song. It's our new theme song for this show.
I'm just hearing this and I love it. I'm ready to charge hell with an empty squirt gun. Let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Does that not get you pumped up?
Did somebody F with me? Do I have to go straighten some people out? Is that what we're about to do? I'll go straighten them out. I've got time. Kids are in bed. I'll go straighten some fools out. I'll go straighten some necks. That's fine.
This is gunfighter music. This is gunfight gonna happen. We're marching to a gunfight, baby. Okay. So what that is I thought I played it for you. I may have played it on the noon show. So maybe I didn't. That song is sweeping the nation, at least if you're a baseball fan. Because let me show you why that song is so cool.
Oh, that's where I've heard it before.
So you have heard it. So you know that it is the classic Edwin Diaz entrance. Let's see. We'll show this.
I don't know the song. I just saw this in my Twitter feed like a week ago. So I'm late to the game. I'd never heard that song before, but it's some dude's walkout music. And this apparently he's having a hell of a season.
Well, he's a New York Met. It's a very good season to be a fan of the New York Mets. Here, it's very good. It's a very good season to be a fan of New York baseball. All right, we'll show you this. This is Edwin Diaz's walkout music. And I played this a couple weeks ago. James, did I play this with you or was this on my high noon show? Do you know?
No, I don't think it was on our show. I saw it on my own Twitter feed. I remember having to turn up the phone.
All right, let's hope. Let's just hope that it sounds okay because we've been having a problem with echoes, but it doesn't seem like the echo problem has been with Twitter content, only YouTube content. Fingers crossed, folks. Help me out here. I hope this works. All right, so this is Edwin Diaz's walk-in music. Tell me how, dude, seriously, how pumped up would you be if this was your thing? Like every time you walked into your job, this is how you entered.
All right.
All right, watch. Come on! All right. So that absolutely sucked, apparently. Apparently that didn't play right. You heard it fine, right? You heard it fine, right?
Pretty good. There was a couple glitchies in there.
No, okay. I don't know. I don't know what this problem is. And now I got okay. So here's basically what I wanted to show you here. Watch this. All right. So that's Edwin Diaz entrance classic. That was something that the New York Mets put together. It was professionally produced, as you can tell. They had access, James. I don't know if you saw, but they had a cameraman right behind him in the bullpen. So it wasn't like fan shot, right? It was produced by the Mets. As soon as the Mets recognized that they had something here, that this was really sort of turning the stadium on its end, they put it out and it went viral. And then a couple weeks ago, it went viral. And now, baseball, everybody who's got baseball fever is like, man, that Edwin Diaz entrance is the greatest of all time. The greatest call to the pen music of all time. But the Mets have amped it up a little bit. Here, watch this one. Okay. So now watch let's see this one. Let's try this one.
What do you mean they've amped it up? They like remix it? They put the Trigger Man beat under it or the Amen break or whatever?
Oh, no. They're playing with it. I'll show you what they're doing, how they're playing with it. And they're having fun with it and they're embracing it. And I'm telling you, baseball is the most boring of the major sports. This is exactly what baseball is. People like the New York Mets recognizing that the stadium has to be made fun again. You have to do something because seriously. And I love baseball, but it's boring. I know it's boring. I tried to make I've turned a 13-year-old into a baseball fan. It was hard. It wasn't easy. All right, James, can you see it?
Okay, I see this dude.
Okay, so this is tonight. I believe this is tonight. Is this tonight? I think this might be tonight. So this is, or maybe it was last night, but this is how the Mets are doing it now. Watch this.
Now Timmy Trumpet, center stage.
Now we got an echo again.
As Edwin Diaz gets ready to come in looking for a save.
Dead man walking.
How cool if there was just this much hype for you at any point in your life ever. If anyone gave a damn what you were doing.
Right? How does he go to sleep after this? They got Timmy Trumpet out there on the field now. We're doing it live.
Oh, they do it live now?
Yeah. More of this baseball, please. Baseball. More of that shit, okay? You need to make this fun again. I love that. I want that to be the theme song for the show, if I can figure out how to make it work. We got the closing theme. Hinckley ain't going nowhere. Hinckley is here to stay.
He's entrenched himself. Okay, so how old is the song?
I think it's new. I think it's relatively new. I think it's a contemporary song. It's called Narcos by Timmy Trumpet and let's see, who is the group? It's Blaster Jacks and Timmy Trumpet. It's a very good question. It might not be new. I don't know. It's certainly new to me.
If you find any piece of music that's older than Mickey Mouse, I can recreate it over here, or I can give it to Rex and he'll just program it into Fruity Loops. And you can use whatever you want. The intellectual property, the copyright has expired. Okay. And so as long as someone else performs it and we'll perform it, yeah, we can use anything that's older than Mickey Mouse.
I can't get enough of that song.
Did you know our copyright laws are based on Mickey Mouse? Did you know that?
I did not know that. Tell me more, James. I'm intrigued.
I don't know. I don't know if this is a term where like this is a Mickey Mouse law came from, but this is literally a Mickey Mouse law. It was supposed to be for like what was the original one? The original rule was like if you had a piece of intellectual property, like you invented a character or wrote a movie or a book or something, it was for like 19 years and then it could be renewed for another 19 years. And so it'd be really like 38 years. But after 38 years from Steamboat Willie, the copyright for Mickey Mouse was about to expire. And so they just literally bought off Congress and got him to extend the copyright for another 20 years. And then it just came up again. What was it? Was it in the 90s that it came up? Again?
It came up today, James. But go ahead. That's why I'm interested in you elaborating on this.
Well, the laws keep getting pushed back, and they voted on it fairly recently too. I think we passed one of those expiration points, and so just like if you're a radio producer that has to use music beds, you know that anything before Mickey Mouse is fair game. If you're using B-roll for like the background video right here, anything that was filmed before Mickey Mouse, you can use. And so
it's in the public domain. It's free to use.
Public domain. Now the law has been ridiculously skewed, and Mickey Mouse should have been in the public domain like 50 years ago, but it really is just that simply correct. Yes, it is that simple. They just buy off Congress, and now it's a multi-billion, billion-dollar machine. And no one pushes back on this except for libertarians. Like, we give a crap about this, but no one listens to us. We can't even win dog catcher. So
the reason this is interesting is because I'm sorry, I thought I saw an opening there. My bad.
No, that was an opening. That was perfect.
The reason this is interesting today is because are you familiar with what's happening with Winnie the Pooh? Winnie the Pooh, the people who own the trademarks on Winnie the Pooh forgot to renew it. And Winnie the Pooh went into the public domain. So now there are a whole bunch of people creating content using Winnie the Pooh. And would you like to see the first major recreation of a license-free public domain Winnie the Pooh? You want to see what's happening with it?
Great coincidence, please. I'd love to see this.
Isn't it? All right, let's hope this works. Here's a trailer, James, for the new Winnie the Pooh movie.
Oh, is this going to be porn? Don't be porn.
The new live-action Winnie the Pooh.
Why am I so special?
It's Christopher Robin all grown up.
We should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
Christopher Robin grew up, James,
We need to
and the animals
now.
went back to the woods and became feral. They've been abandoned by Christopher Robin, James, and the people who mine the copyrights. Oh, Pooh! Pooh's a slasher! And they've turned wild.
This place is kind of cold. Did you say how's the pool?
Hey there.
We need to go. There's somebody else outside. What was that?
It's Pooh and Piglet, that's who. Look at Piglet.
These two friends, why are you doing this? I would have never left, I swear.
Because you let the copyright expire. Blood and honey. Look at him. Look at Pooh and Piglet.
That looks evil as hell. All right, now
That look awesome.
the philosophical backstop to this is that should be in the public domain, and we should be able to make whatever version of Winnie the Pooh, whatever we want. We should be able to put it on a t-shirt and sell it. It's no different at this point than Frankenstein or the Mummy or so many of these other characters that are in the public domain that you can just use, you know, like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus or whatever. This is what needs to be happening, and it needs to be happening further than this. And I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but my God, open it up and stop making the laws based on Mickey Mouse. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
It's happening a lot. Have you seen the reinvention of the banana splits? The banana splits did this first. The banana splits are now slashers. It's like this new Pooh movie. They simply took the entire premise of Friday the 13th and just replaced Jason Voorhees with Pooh and Piglet. And I'm for it. I really want to see that.
Well, look, they can do that even with the Mickey Mouse copyright laws if they get the licensing for it, which is probably what a lot of these people do when they copy.
Never
it.
get the license. But you see, that's the thing, though. The people who were the shepherds or the caretakers of the Pooh trademark, they would never have allowed this depiction of their beloved character. I mean, this
It
is
just
really
accidentally slipped out.
in the face. I don't know. I read the story today. It was trending today about what happened. But yeah, it was simply that. It was just somebody screwed up and they forgot to renew it. So
good. That stuff needs to fall out anyway.
Yeah. All right. What do you say? You want to do a monologue? You feel like you want to do a monologue today?
I would love to do a monologue. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we could do a monologue today, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage and comedy lounge, a comedy legend. He performs 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday, right here, just at the 9 o'clock hour. I'm tired today. Ladies and gentlemen, James Pooh Bear Parker.
Oh, bother. Thank you. You're a beautiful crowd. The last remaining member of an isolated Brazilian indigenous tribe has died. To give you an idea of how primitive this tribe is, he still had a flip phone.
Oh my God! Man in the well. Man in the well has died. The man in the well.
Sylvester Stallone's former housekeeper has called him a narcissist, which is probably true. In his Twitter bio, his preferred pronouns are me, myself, and I.
Yo.
He's a narcissist. That was a close one. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is under fire for not donating enough to charity, Pugs. To give you an idea of how cheap Bezos is, he gave a nickel to the March of Dimes.
Look at that, a nickel, and it's called. They're asking for a dime. It's in the name.
It's the limp of nickels. According to the World Health Organization, the STD epidemic is intensifying here in the States. Even so, ABC is still going to go forward with season 27 of The Bachelor.
Dude, you can't stop them.
The Whores is what that show should be called. In a newly released audio message, Britney Spears said she turned down an interview with Oprah
James,
Winfrey.
hold on. I don't want to ruin your pitch here, but I have to comment on that because I dated a contestant from The Bachelor, and she was not a whore. Let me tell you, I tried. She was absolutely not a whore.
Yeah, I've seen maybe 4 episodes of that show in the last, I don't know, 15 years or whatever, and it really does seem to be whoever can get the most attention, usually by being slutty, ends up being the star of the show, and so that's kind of what they reach for. I mean,
I guess
you might have had it in its pure first couple of seasons, but it's evolved.
She was season 1. Yeah, she was a
Yeah.
season 1. She was Trista. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. I used to have to listen to this stuff. I don't know.
Well, now if you're the Bachelor, the point of the show is how many of these girls can I sleep with?
is that what it is now?
It's
where we are.
It's pretty base.
All right, you were talking about Brittany, and I interrupted.
Oh yeah. There was an audio message that she released. She said she turned down an interview request from Oprah. Oprah couldn't be reached for comment because she was eating.
See, what is that? No, don't get the explosion. You don't get the explosion for fat jokes. Doing that anymore. James, continue.
You know what the problem is? The problem is I don't have the floor. I was going to let it slide, but I don't get the explosion. And I've already gotten booed like twice already. How do I get booed on my own segment?
Stop sucking.
Good point. According to Globe magazine, there's a Designing Women reboot in the works, which is great. This is the revival I've been waiting 29 years for, Pugs. Big fan of Designing Women. That's me. That was the joke.
I don't get that. All right, move on. I don't even get that. 29 years.
I'm not really the target demographic of Designing Women.
Oh, too much of a thinker. All right, next. Give me another one.
Well, you could at least boo me. Now I missed the booze. The world's oldest living pet is now officially a 124-year-old female tortoise. She has survived 2 world wars, 22 U.S. presidents, and 63 Madonna tours.
Sneezing.
Today is International Whale Shark Day. Whale shark can open its mouth wide enough to swallow a small car, almost as wide as Pug's mom. In West Columbia, South Carolina, a 58-year-old female teacher was arrested for abusing a male student. Witnesses say she refused to have sex with him.
Look at that. Abuse these days. That's what passes.
What do y'all laugh at, you sickos? And finally, thank God, finally, Ben Affleck is selling his mansion on the Pacific Coast for $30 million. The place has 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and 13 liquor cabinets.
It's because he's an alcoholic, because he's in recovery.
He drinks a lot.
He drinks and gambles a lot. That was his thing. However, I forgive. I like Ben Affleck, and I forgive any of the little shots you want to take at him, because you know what Ben Affleck is known for being?
A good tipper.
Question. What'd you say?
A good tipper.
Yes, that is exactly where I was going. Ben Affleck is famous for really tipping people and really being nice to people about it. It's like, so, for me, a guy who has, I've worked in the service industry, that says a lot to me. That says a lot about what I think your character is ultimately.
Well, I've heard some people in the business who've worked with him or at least adjacent to him say he was very nice. I've heard some other people say that he was a big jerk. And so I'm going to lean on the nice side because all it takes is, look, you could work with Ben Affleck for 6 months and you could, so 59 days he was a perfect angel, but you'll remember that 60th day where he yelled at somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
And it makes a better story too.
It's a much better story than he was nice. It's and then he rolled his eyes, and I was like,
because it puts you here. You're at the cocktail party or whatever with some friends.
Exactly.
Really? You're an actor? What movies you worked in? Well, I just did this movie with Ben Affleck last year. He's a real asshole though. It makes you sound like you're not just on par, but you're
not impressed. Like you can't be impressed by having that sort of proximity.
Right, it's no big deal. No one's Ben Affleck.
No big
In
deal.
fact, he's an a-hole. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I know you think I'm really cool for sitting with Ben Affleck, but I wouldn't do that again. That guy couldn't pay. It was like that. It's like you're heightening your own place in the world by somehow belittling someone.
Yes. That's what I get from that.
All right, what's happening with you today? I had a hell of a day. I had to chase a dog 4 blocks in the driving rain.
That's funny. I am interested in this comment though. World Series of Poker. You sat next to or at a table with Ben Affleck in Tunica, Mississippi in 2005, huh?
Ben Affleck is an incorrigible gambler, very famous for playing such. And I know Byron is a player too, so that made sense to me. He probably is right. No more from Byron. That's it. He's giving no more information.
That's fine. There's a delay. He'll probably pop up. All right.
Whatever.
So here's an observation. And once I started thinking about this, it's really starting to bother me, and it hasn't left. It's like a song stuck in my head. I know this sounds stupid, but it is. So 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Can that even possibly work? Can that even possibly be a thing or do the job comparable to separate shampoo and conditioner? Because if it can, then why are we jacking with the 2-bottle system ever? If it can do just as good a job, there's a reason why they're in 2 bottles. And so I don't know. I'm really suspicious of like the shampoo and conditioner together because it's like, well, it won't rat out your hair as bad. Plus, it smells kind of good, so you can use as body wash. And it's for the ultra lazy guy who just wants to have one thing to squirt on his hand and he can rub it head to toe and not have to do shampoo and conditioner and face wash and body wash and left elbow soap and whatever.
Well, if you really care about your hair, and by the way, I'm about as up on 2-in-1 conditioner shampoos as I am in advancements in hair cutting technology. I have not had a haircut nor worried about shampoo in quite some time. But I do think that you have a point here in that there's no way. I think if you are serious about your hair, which I am not, if you are serious about your hair, you probably want a specific conditioner to do a specific job. The 2-in-1 thing is just for slobs. Just for slobs, you don't care. I think you called it right.
Well, and my wife got that for me. So you think I'm the kind of guy that just rocks the 2-in-1? Because look, Jeff says he's got the 3-in-1.
Body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. Yeah.
Yes, body wash, shampoo, and conditioner.
I have the 3-in-1.
Right. That's what you live on when you're homeless, like when you're couch surfing or sleeping in your car or whatever. You have 1 bottle of that. So because I ain't carrying around 3 damn bottles when I could just have 1. But if it really does work, then why are people even messing with the 2-bottle? Because the 2-bottle system has to be better. I don't have scientific research. I'd probably need to do a little more digging into this before I come to like my final answer.
It's more serious. You're a more serious hair person if you're, concerned about this. And you seem to be a serious hair person because you have you have a concern here. I think most people just don't give a shit. I think most dudes are like, yeah, whatever. Who are you, Fabio? You got to have your locks looking just perfect. Worried about split ends, are you?
Well, I don't have to worry about it too much because I end up putting dippity-doo in my hair. I had like fiber wax or whatever they actually call it, pomade, Dapper Dan or whatever. I put crap in my hair, so it doesn't have to be like softer and more manageable, like the Suave ads.
Yeah. I don't know. Haven't really been down the shampoo.
Yeah, you're the
aisle.
wrong person to ask about that. You're
Wrong
absolutely worthless in
person.
matters of shampoo.
Byron uses a bar of Irish Spring and a rag. That's a man. That's what a man does.
Damn
That's
it,
how a
yeah.
man cleans the stink of the day off of his body with a rag, with an oily rag. Not even a rag from the bathroom. You picked it up on your way in. You grabbed it from the utility room, and now you're using it to wash your junk.
I don't use a rag.
That's what a man does. You don't use a. What do you use? What do you use?
My
You use
hand?
a washcloth?
No, I don't use a washcloth. I don't use a sponge, nothing. It's just my hand.
Oh, you're filthy. Who taught you hygiene? You don't use anything?
Well, I put the 18-in-1 soap in my hand and just.
How do you scrub away the dead skin cells and all of the skank of the day?
You think a wash rag does that?
No,
You're exfoliating?
That's why I use a loofah. That's why I use a loofah.
You use a loofah sponge?
Oh my God. Do you know what a loofah sponge does? A loofah sponge can get your entire body covered in soap, and you're standing and you're like, this is awesome. I feel clean. Yeah, a loofah, bitch. Only real men who care about hygiene would go so far as to use a loofah. Me and Bill O'Reilly, we use loofahs.
He's a big fan. He uses falafels in the shower, I think.
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, I need to get a new loofah. I still have my loofah stick. I got a stick, and I use it behind me, but I need the hand loofah. I used to have a loofah glove, James. I found that once at a CVS. That was awesome. It's a glove, and it's awesome. It is awesome. I love a good shower. I can't believe you don't wash properly. And you have 4 children, 4 stinky little kids. Hopefully your wife has taught your kids how to bathe properly.
She don't use a rag. We don't have a rag.
None of you in your family wash any of the filth off you. You just allow the power of the water from that's it. That's all you do.
No,
so
I have hands.
The soap just runs off. You're not cleaning.
I rub it with my hand.
It doesn't work. Do you brush your teeth with your finger too, James? Do you just put a little bit of toothpaste on your finger? Is that your thing?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
I caught my kid doing that once.
That I look in a pinch. I have done that, but that's not my standard procedure.
Oh, we've all done that. Yeah, we've all done that.
So we have been there. Hey, so I was gonna try and invite myself over to your house next weekend. So my wife's friend, remember last year when I went to the Cowboys game in Tampa Bay? This year we're gonna go to the Tampa Bay game here in Dallas. And
Cowboys opening game.
It's September 11th, and she has a flight scheduled for like 8 in the morning on the 12th. And so that means she has to be at the airport at like 6 or something. So we're thinking about maybe staying up all night or maybe just crashing for like 4 hours or something, because we're going to go to the game, and then we're not going to go home and have Bible study and go to bed early. We're going to go party. We're going to have a lot of drinks and do a lot of stupid stuff. So
I do not see a problem with that. I can float it past the master of the property, but I think that could probably be worked out. I think that if you need a safe place to lay your weary head after a hard-fought Cowboy victory, I think, yeah. All right, so just I'll talk to you about it. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so the question I have, though, is I haven't been to this new sports complex. I have been to the new Cowboy Stadium, but I've seen on Google Maps since they built Globe Life Field that there's some sort of like artificial strip that they've built there that has like bars and stuff in it. Is that worth hanging out at after the game?
It is spectacular. I don't know if it is worth hanging out at after I don't know. I've never done that.
What about before the game? What do I do?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So you're going to AT&T Stadium. Okay, let's see. There's Texas Live, which is
by the way, this is a horrible feeling that as a native, since I've been gone for 16, 17 years, that I don't know. I should be answering these questions, not asking these questions.
Well, no, I mean, you're from East Texas. You spent, 10, 15 years here in Dallas? I mean, you're fine. You moved around. If I need tips on New Orleans, I'll call you. The world changes.
Yeah, well, I'm behind. I need to get caught up.
All right, let me see something here.
But it was never really like that. Like you could go hang out at that Roadhouse or Saltgrass or whatever that's kind of by the stadium, and wait for it to be your
Right.
turn. I think there was the Logans over there, but now they've built what looks like is intended to be a strip, like a strip of different options. And if people are going to stumble out of the game and just stumble onto this strip, I need to know if that's the scene I want to be a part of. Because if it is, then I want to be a part of it.
All right, let me see how recent this is. Let's do this. We'll take a look around there because it is, man. I mean, I went to. I think I saw U2 at AT&T Stadium. I saw a Cowboy game at AT&T Stadium. So I've been to AT&T Stadium, but not in like 7 years, right? So hold on, where is it? So when I got there for the game just a couple of weeks ago, I was blown away by what. So this now, the map up there where
Yeah.
you can obviously see Texas Stadium. All right, so here's Texas Stadium. Here's Choctaw Stadium right here, which is the old ballpark at Arlington. This is the new ballpark, Globe Life Field, which is awesome. So we're going to want to go right here in this corner. So this is the strip they're talking about. All right, I'll give you a look around and see what we got. It's really impressive, man, especially at night. It looks like Las Vegas at night. The way it's all lit up with these incredible signs. Yeah.
Oh man, you got to come hang out
Drop
with
me
us.
here. Okay. And yeah, this sucks. This sucks. See all this?
Okay. It's all
okay,
being
so this
built.
Google map was taken. Yeah, they didn't finish all this. So all this building is awesome. Look at this. It's all under construction. This is Texas Live. Okay? This is like a entertainment complex here. That one's built, and then it's attached to the ballpark. This is where the Rangers play. So this area in here is all very cool. It's all.
So John says Texas Live is awesome. Is Texas Live a music venue? What is it?
It's a bar or restaurant. I think it is a music venue as well. I think that, but it's just like a really cool, kick-ass, gigantic sports bar. You know, filled with fans. So this is live here, and there's a number of places. And then so here's the park right here, and then you're going to be over where you're Cowboy Stadium. So it's right down. All of this is up. You see all of this construction now. This is all incredible. And at night, it's all lit up.
I've seen it in the news. I've seen them like in the pregame. They're like, we're down here waiting for the pregame match against the Rams or whoever it was, and it was all stuff that I'd never seen before in my life, and it looked amazing.
It's like a totally different place. Arlington is totally different than what I remember. All right, so here's AT&T Stadium. I remember back, when I was going to AT&T Stadium. It was AT&T Stadium and then like a Walmart across the street.
There's still a Walmart across the street, isn't there?
Right, but that's all it was. It was the new stadium, the old baseball stadium, and then a Walmart and Six Flags.
Right, but there definitely wasn't a strip of places to hang out.
Absolutely not. There was just a stupid Walmart. It
was just way better. This looks way better.
Oh my God, dude! It is what Arlington has done rivals Victory Plaza. Absolutely.
Good.
And I'll say this for what they've done in Arlington. I think that area in Arlington is far more popular than Victory Plaza. Victory Plaza is stupid dumb. There is nobody ever there. It is empty. Like the bars and the restaurant, they're always going out of business.
Aww.
Meanwhile, out in Arlington, they got a real scene going. They got a real scene going on out there. It's very cool.
Well, the advantage of the baseball team is they play like 83 home games or something to that effect. So that's huge. Yeah. And of course, Dallas, the Cowboys are the most popular of all the sports ever in Dallas.
The soccer team plays at Choctaw, which is the old Ranger Stadium.
They do? I thought they were playing in Frisco.
You know what? You're right. Somebody plays at Choctaw. I thought it was, but yeah, they got a stadium in Frisco, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Is it marked? Is it marked up for football? Because they can have football in that stadium.
Okay. So I got who plays at Choctaw? I'm okay. Never mind. It's the Renegades. It's like a minor league football team that plays there. The Dallas Renegades will continue to play in the stadium. All right. So there you go. All right. But that's a gorgeous stadium too.
So I have the Sunday night football game. It starts at 7:20.
Okay.
So we want to go out and we want to be part of that scene for the pregame, and then if they win, we're probably going to still hang out after. If they lose, it shouldn't affect you, but we'd be more likely to just come hang out. Would you want to come meet us out there?
I think we'll play it by ear.
Is it?
We'll play it by ear.
All right. So I got the.
If I have my kid, no, I might have my kid. So
yeah. So I've got the worst ticket in the house. I've got the standing room only. That's all that was left when I went to go buy. It was still pretty expensive. They're like $200 a piece, but what are you gonna do? That's what you get for waiting. And so I'm gonna have the standing room only experience, which I've never done for any football game.
just
since
walk
high
around.
school. Of course.
Yeah, just you're gonna walk around. You're gonna sightsee. The game is going on right there. You can't miss it. Just walk around, go from place. But here's what I'm thinking. So where is she flying out of? She flying out of DFW or Love?
I think it's Love. Because in New Orleans, there's a direct Southwest flight, and it's usually like $180. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say, with all the money you're gonna be spending on stadium beer and shit like that, you could probably get a hotel room for $50 out there, so you don't have to worry about driving. You know what I mean? Driving all the way back from Arlington to here after you've been drinking.
But you live like next door to Dallas Love Field. I mean, you're really close,
right? But in between where you are going to be intoxicated and where I live is a great distance. So I'm just suggesting.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what? Yeah, I understand.
You're welcome. I'm just saying you might actually prefer like that Lowe's. That's a hotel. You might, although no, night of the first Cowboys game, I'm guessing they're going to be booked up and it's going to be premium prices because there's going to be a lot of people coming to the first Cowboy game that want to stay at that nice new hotel, right?
Well, we could Uber or I could just drive, even though
Uber,
I've had a few drinks. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, you want to Uber. Yeah, there's no reason to drink and drive anymore. None. No reason.
But I'm so good at it.
Yeah. Okay. And then, in 5 years when your picture is, and then they're going to find that, God forbid anything. This is a bad position for you to be so pro drunk driving.
Well,
it's not good for your career. It's just not. It's a real ugly kind of thing that people are very serious about.
I understand, but the problem is I just think the limit's too low. And if it's something that I've done 2,000 times without any negative consequences, I think it's really hard to say I have a problem. What's my problem?
Spoken like an old heroin addict.
Well, look, I don't. Every time I go drinking, I don't always drive. Okay, if I have too much, I'll get a ride from someone, or I will call an Uber. But
who decides if you've had too much?
Me.
See, that's where the problem is. That is where the problem is. You, in an intoxicated state, cannot be relied upon.
Apparently, I have for 25 years of drinking on a regular basis.
You've been lucky.
It's not lucky if it's not lucky if I've done it for 25 years straight.
Oh, so you're good at driving drunk. That's your argument here, that you are good at driving drunk and that it doesn't affect you the way it affects the rest of us, simply because of your anecdotal experience of never having been pulled over.
So my if you want to get into some nuance here and not just be shocking for shocking's sake, the legal limit is 0.08% blood alcohol content, and for
used to be 1.2 or 0.12.
Yeah, and so like for me, if I have 2 drinks with dinner and then I get behind the wheel of a car, I could fail, and so that's
because experts have determined that is where you're intoxicated. You don't think you are, but that's where experts have determined the line is. Now, are you suggesting it's just an arbitrary number that they came up with, or do you think there's no thought behind it?
I think it's too low. That's it. I think it's too low.
Okay, so it needs to be higher. So you would be, and I wouldn't be against that. I think the 0.8 is, the 0.12, people were still getting DUIs left and right when it was 1.2. So,
yeah,
I do. I think 0.8 is, Mothers Against Drunk Driving is the reason why it was dropped nationally to 0.08.
Right. And dude, I hate all those laws. I hate all those laws suck. I hate the fact that 18-year-olds can't drink. I hate the fact that the blood alcohol content level is so bottom basement low. It catches people who are seriously not a threat to anyone, but you're ruining their lives anyway. I'm a person who sees the fact that we have more incarcerated people per capita than even China, than any other country on the planet. Uh, the signs to me say too much stuff is illegal, and we need to start backing off on some of this. And that's a good place, because I know a lot of people's whose lives were ruined because of these laws when they didn't pose a significant threat to anyone else. 2 drinks with dinner and they go home. Some people did deserve it. I know people who got in a wreck because they were so drunk, and absolutely charge them with, whatever reckless endangerment or manslaughter if it gets to that. But that's where my instincts are with so many of these other issues, and it feels the same with drunk driving. I'll go to this game. If I have like maybe 4 beers over the span of a 3-hour game, maybe I will drive back to Dallas, and we'll all be fine, and no one's going to be at such an amazing risk that I need to be taken off the street and have my life ruined.
I don't want this to happen, but you know how crazy it would be if you now get a DUI in Arlington after the Cowboy game? We've got all of this on tape. Your Honor, I'd like to present Exhibit 1, James Parker on his Pugs and Parker streaming show. And then we play it for the judge, and the judge throws you in jail for being so cavalier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't going to help, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's easy for people to say drinking and driving is bad. It all must be illegal, but not so.
No, it is bad, James. That's not. We're not going to debate that. No. Drinking and driving is bad. Driving while intoxicated or in some sort of inebriated state, whether it's pills or whatever, is not good. You want to be in your full capacities when you operate a motor vehicle. With my kid out on the road,
not if it's 1 beer, not if it's 2 beers, not if it's like 3 cups of coffee, and I'm not in my normal sober state. I'm all jacked up on caffeine. No,
that's a good argument. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, not all drinking and driving is bad. Excessive drinking and then driving, where you can't control the goddamn car, is awful. The where you're so drunk that you kill other people, of course that's bad, but that's not what happens when most of the time people reach 0.08 BAC.
I will agree with you that I think it's low. I don't agree with you with your overall opinion on drunk driving and the roll of the dice and all that. I think that's dangerous. I think it's antisocial. I think it's all kinds of.
All right, so look, another one.
0.08 is I agree with you.
So I while I'm flying my libertarian flag here, this is a horrible Florida story. This was in my Florida Stories episode that I just did on Walter's show Sunday. So a guy gets married. He's 34 years old, and he and his newlywed bride, they go on a honeymoon to Tampa, and they're staying at one of those resorts in downtown Tampa. And after she falls asleep, he goes to the Hilton. I'm sorry, the Hyatt. I don't want to slander Hilton. And tries to meet up with a hooker. It doesn't work out for him because it's one of these sting operations. And one of the throwaway lines, like at the very end of the article, like the stuff that they cut off usually is, it was part of the Tampa police was doing a prostitution sting, and they were inviting Johns up to the Hyatt and then busting them, just cuffing them when they got there. And over the course of the sting operation, 176 dudes got arrested. 176 dudes got arrested.
Yeah.
Is it really that popular? Am I just naive? I had no. Was this like a year-long sting or what? Because that sounds like a lot of people.
What do you mean? Is it really that popular? You mean frequenting prostitutes?
176 dudes got busted in this one sting operation. Oh my God!
There's a lot of sad dudes out there who just they can't. Whether it's because of
So look, I am not for it. I think it's horrible. I don't encourage anyone to try it, to be a prostitute or to seek the services of a prostitute. But apparently there's a lot of dudes who are interested in it. And apparently there's also a lot of chicks who are interested in providing that service. And just based on the sheer number and interest alone, I lean toward that should be legal. If this many people think it's not immoral, or at least okay enough that they're going to go try it out, even though it's illegal. Like, why are we stopping all these people? It
should absolutely be legal. Okay. It should absolutely be legal. I agree with you 100%. I think.
So why isn't it?
I think that if there was a way that men could come up with a way to make a little money on the side using their body, I think it'd be perfectly legal. I think if it was reversed, if it was chicks who were oversexed and they would be willing to pay dudes for sex, I think it'd be totally legal. I think this is about controlling women, and I think it's been that for thousands of years. So yeah, you and I are on the same page here. It should be absolutely legal.
You know how many times I have this conversation and I get that reaction? Why isn't it legal then? Who is stopping this?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's the illegal aspects of it where the problem is. The issue is not about what the woman is doing. The woman is a grown woman. She's allowed to make these choices with her own body.
And whether you like it or not, it's usually it's a bad option, but it's probably her least bad option at the time.
Okay, yes, probably or least. But here's the issue, though. The issue isn't the woman making this choice. I'm desperate, I need to make money. I do have this natural thing that I can use if I want to make a little money. It's not just that. That's not the problem. It's the exploitation of the women in this industry by pimps, by the residual street crime that erupts from having this kind of activity out
because
in the
it's
open
illegal. They can't call the cops
because it's illegal. Exactly.
Right.
And that is why it's a problem. If all of these women were, operating the way it is in Nevada or, in brothels and stuff like that, it'd be safer for them. It'd be safer for the guy. There wouldn't be any concern about Vito the Killer Pimp. That's the second Vito the Killer Pimp reference that I've made from Risky Business. But yeah, so I think it should be. It's not for me. It's kind of. I'm not an overly sexual guy anyway. If you haven't noticed, I think I've talked about. So, and I've seen you ever seen these women after they get arrested, see the mugshots. I'm like, you pay for that. It's like,
it's his least bad option too.
Right. Yeah. But then, James, there's a whole other category
that we'll never afford, much less enjoy.
Never. Right. My kid can go to college, or I can spend a night in a suite at the Four Seasons with a $3,000 an hour prostitute who, until 6 months ago, was a high fashion model. It's like you can, if you really want the best, you can have the best. But it just seems like the sort of inventory available to me in my current money state. Yeah, no, never going to happen. Could you imagine picking some really dirty looking person, stranger up on the street? They climb in your car and then you do the sex with them.
I couldn't get past the consent bar to be like, you want to have sex with me? No. Well, what if I give you $100? Then sure, I'll do it. I'm like, no, that doesn't count.
Again, it's a business deal. Totally get it.
It takes all the fun out of it. So you don't really want to do me. You're just doing me for the money. That sucks.
Yeah, she wants to do you for
the money. Yeah.
The money. Yeah. What would you rather have? Be because of your chiseled jaw or because of your nose? We all work with the talents we have.
Because you find me attractive, maybe. And
right. But this is, I always push back on this. I push back on this. I have a friend, she's in her 50s now. She's an absolutely beautiful woman. And she married a guy, and everybody was always like, how did you marry? Why did you marry him? You know what I mean? Because it's like they're not in the same league. She's like super hot, and he's kind of, something else. I forgot where I was going with that. I don't want to say her name. I was concentrating on not saying her name. Because I don't know who's listening. Anybody can hear this.
The consent thing, the part where they didn't want to do it unless you paid them.
No. So the idea is that how could she possibly be with him? How could she possibly like him? Well, she likes other things about him. She's attracted to other things, and she's really attracted to him. She loves him. And it just so happens he wasn't born with Brad Pitt's face, but he was kind of born with, I don't know, Dave Chappelle's sense of humor. He's really funny and everybody loves him and he's a great guy. And she truly is sexually attracted to that about him. But you wouldn't I should also be fair. You wouldn't look at him and go, oh my God, look at that gross freak. He's a normal looking guy. He's a successul guy.
But you're always going to look dumb next to a chick that hot. Doesn't matter what guy you are.
But I make no distinction between the attraction. What is it about me that you are interested in? Is it because I look like Brad Pitt? Okay, that's an easy one. That's physical attraction. Is it because I make you happy when you're around me? Because that's a real other thing that women really are into. Not us guys. We guys just want, physical attractive.
Yeah, the first thing we say, hey, I met a chick. Your friend doesn't go, is she funny? Right.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think, I think that if a guy has a lot of money and he walks into a room and everybody pays attention to him, he may not be attractive, but there are women that are going to find that about his
Okay.
personality. And you can boil it down to, well, it's just because he's got money. But no, it's because he's got swag.
Okay,
Because
so
he walks into a room and owns it.
so Jeff brought up something I wanted to throw by you. Jeff says the only reason it's illegal because the religious right. I think it has to be more than that, because why aren't the Democrats proposing bills, to legalize prostitution?
Because
Whether
it's tricky, because of the exploitation and the trafficking and all of that. There are way too many
so
residual
it's not
issues
just the
that
religious
Democrats
right.
are
Why
already-
why don't we
Right,
get help
yeah.
from the Democrats on this issue?
No.
Shouldn't this be in their wheelhouse?
You would think, well, maybe not Democrats, but certainly libertarians. There should be more of an outcry among people.
Libertarians are all pretty much on the same page with this.
But nobody listens to them.
Yeah,
Because like I said, they've really sort of ruined their reputation the last few years. So it's kind of like, Gavin McInnes is a libertarian, so nobody wants to be associated with that kind of Proud Boy nonsense.
Okay, so the other thing is the blue light laws, where I can't buy liquor on Sunday. Now, that's one of the things that I didn't have to experience for a long time, because I was in New Orleans for the last 16 whatever years, and you could go buy liquor at Walmart at 4 a.m. on a Sunday. No one they didn't care. Like, there was no off switch on alcohol.
New Orleans, baby. You were grown up. You want to drink in this town? Come drink in this
First,
town.
I had never seen a Walmart with liquor in it until I moved to New Orleans. All the ones I had seen, like, were in Tyler, they didn't even sell beer and wine. But then when I went to college, I was like, what? They sell beer and wine? And then in Dallas, they all beer and wine. Go ahead.
Until I moved to Dallas, I'd never seen a Walgreens that didn't have a liquor department.
Okay.
Every Walgreens is from Chicago. Walgreens is based in Chicago. Walgreens used to be a liquor store. Walgreens used to be a liquor store. It used to be liquor and then pharmacy. And then none of them have it anymore, though, even the ones up in
No.
Chicago.
In New Orleans, they have a hell of a liquor section.
In Walgreens?
In Walgreens.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
I came to Dallas. I went to a party, like one of my first days here, and I go, stop at the Walgreens. And they're like, why? I go, I want to buy a bottle of wine. And everybody laughed at me. Like, what? And I go, yeah, Walgreens has a nice wine selection. And they're like, no, they don't. And I was like, shit. Yeah, I'm in the Bible Belt. They don't sell beer at Walgreens.
I hate those laws, and it seems like something that is probably a little more strong in the Republican Party, and I should lean Democrat on this issue, but the Democrats are no help.
No.
Propose the bill. Who the hell in 2022 would see the bill in the state house that said, let's get rid of the blue laws, and someone would be like, I don't know. I think we still need to restrict the sale of alcohol on a Sunday. Like, no one holds that position. Who?
Democrats can't do it because of the women, and there's a lot of, like, radical feminists, women's rights that would just go nuts. And I don't know why women don't support legalization. Yeah, because of the exploitation and the trafficking and all that.
No. I'm off the horse now. I'm talking about buying liquor on Sundays. Why don't we get some help from that?
Well, James, I would say this. Because it's not a problem in blue states. In blue states, you can pretty much buy alcohol whenever you want it. It is really just the red states where the Bible Belt is, where, there is a much more, where the evangelicals have a much more powerful base to influence local laws and ordinances. That's the only reason. I mean, it's just, it's regional.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say that.
I mean, are you asking why a senator from New York isn't screaming about not being able to buy booze on Sunday in Alabama?
Well, I'm making the comparison. I'm making the
Mm-hmm.
comparison to New Orleans, which was, even further south than we are, and they're a southern state that is definitely part of the Bible Belt, and they don't have these stupid blue laws for Sunday. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
It drives me nuts, and it seems like it'd be an easy win if you are a Democrat. Throw that out there and watch all the Republicans, or half the Republicans at least, go, yeah. Why do we?
Like, what are you talking? In what situation would a Democrat throw this out? Most Democrats represent districts and areas that already have it, that don't have. If you are electing Democratic congressmen and senators, you're probably not in the Bible Belt, and you probably don't have these blue laws. So why would a
What are you
Democrat say
talking? No, I'm not talking about the guy that goes to DC. I'm talking about the guy that goes to Austin. Hell, it could be Beto. He could at least like mention it.
Oh, you mean like, I guess he could mention it. I mean, it seems like there's much bigger issues that he's mentioning a lot.
Let me tell you
that
something.
are more important to him.
I am waiting for the Democrat to go out there and actually be liberal on these social issues. I want a guy who's running somewhere in the state level to say, look, here in Texas, we get a lot of things right. Here's a few things we get wrong. We're going to relax all our drug laws. We're going to relax prostitution laws. We're going to allow gambling, and we're going to allow liquor sales 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, wherever the hell we want. Right?
Yeah. It won't go over. It won't go over where churches are the power bases in most rural communities. It won't go over.
I think that's a winnable fight for them, though. I think that is because you're taking a pro-freedom stance, and you're going to out-freedom these people who have the "Don't Tread Me" stickers on the back of their truck, and there will be some inner conflict there. That I think that's a winning ticket.
Beto's doing the weed thing. He's doing the electric grid thing, and he's doing the, hey, I'm on your porch with a tranny person. That's what his big issues are. That's what he's doing.
Great.
I'm happy with the weed thing. He's getting my vote for the weed thing. That is it. I want to make some money in this state when weed becomes legal. Because let me tell you, Texas is a big marketplace. There's going to be, I saw what happened in Illinois. I saw what happened 1 year. I saw all the businesses that were popping up. I saw all of the residual things. The place I used to go, the dispensary that I used to go, I think I told you about this. They opened up on January 1st, 2020. I think that was when it was first legal, January 1st, 2020. A group of investors went in and they opened up this place, Curaleaf, it was called. Wait, was it originally Curaleaf? Curaleaf. And it was the little store in my neighborhood that I would go to when I wanted to go buy some weed, some gummies, some whatever, maybe a chocolate bar to make me feel good at night, something like that. Curaleaf was in operation for 9 months. 9 months. These guys opened up, and in 9 months, in September, the group of guys that opened this place sold it for $500 million to Tribune Media. Tribune.
I used to work for Tribune. Yeah.
Yeah. They walked in and they bought Curaleaf in Illinois for $500 million after only 9 months. I mean, these were not billionaires who went in and opened this. I mean, they were rich guys, but holy cow, they probably invested $2-3 million, and they get back in 9 months $500 million. Yeah, no. So that's going to happen in Texas. These kinds of things are I just hope it's not bad here. Like, it's bad in Illinois. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have cafes. You can't. It's restrictive in Illinois. It's nice that you can buy the stuff, but
Well, I tell you what's funny is when you go to New York City now, you smell more weed smoke than cigarette smoke on the street.
Chicago's the same way. Absolutely.
When you're walking, because you have to walk everywhere in New York, and you're always walking through someone's weed cloud.
Yeah, I noticed that in Chicago right away. People just walking down the street openly smoking. I mean, most people vape, but the vape pens, you can smell it. And even though vape pens don't smell like the traditional, there is a weed vape smell that lingers for a short period of time. All right, before we get out of here, can I show you something that is just hysterical to me? This was trending. I've been wanting to show this to you. Okay. So there's this actress. I don't know if you've ever heard her. She's only done like one thing. Her name is Stacey Dash. She was like in Clueless.
Yeah, I know Stacey Dash. And then she showed up in Fox News for a few years.
Gorgeous.
Dude, she still looks like she's 24 too.
Dude, what's her deal? Do you know that she is 4 years older than me? She is. 55, 52. Yeah, she might be like 2 or 3 years older.
Beautiful.
But she is older than me. And she looks like she could be my daughter. She still looks like she's a 25-year-old girl. Anyway, she was trending earlier today because this is crazy. All right, so here, let me show you why she was trending. She's nuts. Like, okay, just to give you a little bit of a background on her, because I ended up, hold on. Where is it? I'm sorry. I got too many windows open, dude.
What did Stacey Dash do? Stacey Dash, what did she do?
Let's find her. There we go. Okay. So I looked into her. I'm like, oh my God, I remember this. First of all, she doesn't look anything like she used to look like. She's completely like bleached her face.
What?
She's like a white woman. Oh, she's a white woman now. Oh, she isn't the hot chick from Clueless, right?
She
was
did
the
a Sammy
hot-
Sosa thing, huh?
Oh my God, she is unrecognizable. And just a few fun facts that I was able to pull because I'm like, this woman is not stable.
Dude, I
This
saw
woman
her
is
like 10 years ago. She was on Fox News for about a year or so because she said a bunch of like pro-Republican stuff.
yeah, that's
And
one of
then
the
she
things that I
disappeared
read.
again, and I hadn't seen her in a decade.
Yeah, I don't. I read that in her thing, but just let me run down her little. I mean, she wasn't like she was. You're not saying she wasn't a regular on Fox News. Was she just like a guest or something like that?
Yeah, but
She didn't have a
she
show
had
on Fox News.
no,
Was
she
an actor.
definitely did not have a show, but she had written a book or
Because it
something.
said that she had done some political commentary, and I thought, what?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
She's the girl from Clueless like 30 years ago. All right, so here's a little bit of research that I did on her. She's been married 4 times. 4 times. Okay.
That sucks.
She has been accused and sued of lying about being sexually abused as a child in order to claim victim status so that she could talk. Okay, so that's bad.
Okay.
She has been addicted to crack. She has been in rehab for cocaine, and she is currently 5 years sober on Vicodin. She has been arrested multiple times for domestic abuse on some of the 4 husbands that she couldn't make it work with. One time because she fired a gun at him and tried to kill him. Where did this happen? Florida, of course, in Florida. So anyway, she's a funny chick, but this is not normal. Watch this, dude. This is why she's right now. I just wanted to give a little background. All right, here we go. Stacey Dash is emotional because she just now found out that DMX died.
Okay, y'all.
That like 5 years ago, didn't he?
He's been dead a
I'm
year.
ashamed.
A year. She just found
I
out
didn't know
today. First of all, though, can we talk about her skin color?
DMX died. I didn't know. From a cocaine overdose.
I'm sorry. This is absurd.
I am today 6 years and 1 month clean.
Clean from Vicodin. Or cocaine, crack.
Breaks my heart. He lost to it.
Can we just talk about how beautiful she is? I mean, and her skin color. I mean, she's whiter than me, but this is a 55-year-old woman. I just pulled it up. She's 55 years
Not
old.
one wrinkle, Pugs.
Oh, man. Black don't crack, even when you bleach it away, apparently. Yeah. I guess she looks great. She has no idea that DMX we can stop.
That ain't her real nose, though, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Why would she want to? Why would she want to mess with anything? Because she was so beautiful, right? I mean,
I think she was
the hot.
She might have been hotter when she was dark because look, there's something to be said for those people that have dark skin but light eyes. And maybe I'm just jealous because I've got the really light skin and the really dark eyes. But that's kind of an eye-catching contrast there, right?
You just said she might have been better looking when she's dark. Like black people couldn't possibly be as attractive as white people.
No, it's
said that a little ham-fistedly.
Is that really what I meant? No,
but that's the way it sounded. So
it's funny that people go through these procedures to make themselves look better, and it's like I think you look better before that. You know, like whatever Madonna did to her face, and whatever Sammy Sosa did to his face.
Oh, Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa, I think you looked better when you were black, dude. I know you probably paid good money for that, and it's not really that important, but yeah, look at that. That looks better than what we just saw. That looks pretty damn good too.
Beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yeah, that's about the last time I saw her.
But that is not what she looks like.
That's not what I just saw.
No, this is not what we just saw. We just saw a Greek lady. We just saw a lady from Greece.
Right.
That's what she looked like. She did
Turkish
not look
looking, maybe Syrian or something.
Yeah, maybe Indian, maybe Pakistani, something like that. Yeah. But she is definitely doing like that skin bleaching thing because she is. Yeah, let's see if we can get a picture of her when she's young, like from Clueless, right? So let's see what she looked like in Clueless. All right, Stacey Dash. Clueless. Because this is the only thing I know. I mean, did she do anything else? I mean, she was in a movie called Moving with Richard.
Oh my God, she was Richard Pryor's daughter in that, and it's a ridiculous movie.
I love that movie.
There it is. That's
I
Clueless.
love that movie. It's a sleeper. Yeah, there she is. Look at her. She's a beautiful black girl. Look at her skin there. Look at her. She's adorable.
I think she's a mix though, right? Isn't she half?
She is Puerto Rican and black, but the Puerto Rican side of her is also half black. So the Puerto Rican influence that she gets comes from a parent who's also half black. So she's like, what would that be?
Okay.
Like 3/4 black and 1/4 Puerto Rican, something like that.
It's like Blaxican or something.
All right, so that's her now. Oh, she's not sharing?
That's weird.
That's her now.
Man, maybe the lighting's just weird or something.
They're like Stacey Dash, and I'm watching this, I'm like, that is not Stacey Dash. That is a beautiful white woman. It's a beautiful Turkish woman, but it's not Stacey Dash. It's not the what was her name? Didn't she have a cool name? She had a cool name.
Dion.
Was she Dion? Or maybe it wasn't as cool as I thought. What was Silver Sideburn? What was her name? What was her
Alicia Silverstone was Cher.
Cher, that's what it was. I thought there was somebody in there with a cool name. Neither of those are doing it for me. I thought somebody on Clueless had a cool last name.
Her dad was Nick Tortelli from Cheers.
Oh yeah? And Paul Rudd, her brother?
Paul Rudd was her like stepbrother. Yeah.
Her hot stepbrother.
Right.
It's like the first time we saw.
She ends up like going after her stepbrother. That's the big revelation, is that her stepbrother's hot. That's the point of the whole movie.
I don't remember if there was a point to that movie. I haven't seen it in 30 years. I mean, I enjoyed it when I saw it, but I've never seen that again. If that would be something I would be at 53. Nah,
you would love it. No, you would like it now, but only because it's such a time capsule of 1994. Because they make fun of the fashion of the time, and now it's not contemporary. Now it's like me watching The Sopranos. It's a time capsule. It's a period piece.
Byron says, wait till Stacey finds out they let Cosby out of prison.
Oh my God, she's gonna be so dead.
All right, where are you in The Sopranos?
Season 3, episode 10.
Oh, very good. Did you get to the Pine Barrens episode yet?
I don't know what that is, so I'm guessing no.
Pine Barren episodes is probably the best episode of The Sopranos. It's the one that most people, when they talk about what's the best,
is it season 3?
When is Pine Barrens? Hold on, let's see here.
So in the episode I just saw, there was the old guy that had lung cancer that was about to die anyway, so he wanted to do the hit on the guy that hit the cousin with the golf club, and he ends up getting in a car wreck on the way back from the hit and dies that way.
No, I don't remember that subplot. What am I looking for here? I was just going to show you something.
Season 3, episode 10.
Oh yeah.
The Pines episode is what you're asking about.
Pine Barrens. The Pine Barrens are the like hundreds of miles in New Jersey, in southern New Jersey, that is just wilderness. It's just woods, and the mafia buries a lot of bodies out there because nobody can find anything in the Pine Barrens. And the Pine Barrens episode is, let's just say that Polly and Christopher go out into the Pine Barrens and they get lost. And it's a great episode. It is the best. Pine Barrens is, look, Pine Barrens has its own Wikipedia page. That's how popular of an episode it is for The Sopranos.
Wow.
Pine Barrens is an episode of the HBO series The Sopranos. It is the 11th of the show's 3rd season.
Oh, dang. That's my next one.
We got Pine Barrens next. Oh, you're going to love Pine Barrens. I love it.
Cool.
Holly and Christopher. They're just wonderful. All right. I am heading into season 5, the final season of Breaking Bad. I'll be starting season 5, episode 1 this evening.
Y'all go get Florida Stories, the podcast. Find it, listen to multiple episodes. Just let it run in the background and leave your phone on and go do what when you're taking a dump or whatever. Just let it run and share it out on your social media. Every little share, Facebook, Twitter, whatever helps.
Nobody shares. Nobody shares. He's gone. Nobody shares. Nobody shares nothing. Sharing is the least you can do. Literally, it is the least you can do. And nobody shares. Nobody shares anything. I also don't push it enough. I'm not a good YouTuber. When you see YouTubers, you watch their videos, they're always like, hit like and subscribe. I don't, oh God, I gotta learn to do that. The best is yet to go. The best is yet to go. Join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow for noon. Let's go watch some Stephanie Pugs. Jeff, I don't watch. I love Stephanie Rule. Don't get me wrong. I find her very attractive. There is something so attractive about the way Stephanie Rule carries herself. I want her to yell at me. Like, I just feel like she would be good at yelling at me. But I watch MSNBC. I don't need news. And I love, you see what I do? I read nothing but news all day. I can't, But I do like Stephanie Rule. I like when she wears her glasses. Oh, you know what? Sorry. I just noticed something is I got the TV, I got my TV thing on one of these windows. So I'm watching CNN scroll by and they just aired a commercial. You guys, can I tell you about my favorite commercial that's out right now? Every time I see this commercial, I stop what I'm doing and I just watch this commercial because first of all, it's kind of funny, but the performance by this one particular girl in this commercial is so strong. Have you guys seen the Amazon commercial? It's for Amazon, and it takes place in a teen girl's bedroom, and the mom is sitting on the bed having the sex talk, with the teenage girl, and the teenage girl has questions. And if you haven't seen the commercial, it's very funny. The joke is, of course, that it's a sex talk that she's having. The talk that the mom is having with the daughter is about paying full price for stuff and how she should use Amazon to get the best deals. Very funny commercial. At the end of it, she goes, the last line, this little girl, she looks at her mom and the mom goes, any questions? And she goes, what's bang for your buck? Just makes me laugh every time. The way this girl delivers the line. All right, see you tomorrow at noon. Love y'all. Bye-bye. We'll see ya. Yeah, screwed it up.